Anyway, you notice we're not in our beautiful studio in Hollywood. It burnt down. Sad but true. So Chandler and I, on this sunny day, are in our backyard. And we're here to do an episode of Shots. What movie are we going to do?
Today we're going over the 2022 movie, The Northman.
Hell yeah. It's awesome.
Directed by Robert Eggers.
Eggers? I've always said it. I thought this was the movie we'd get our names right.
Writer, Robert Eggers, and then another guy that I can't pronounce. But it's from a legend, so, He didn't really write the screenplay. It's starring Alexander Skarsgård, Nicole Kidman, Claes, Ethan Hawke, Anya Taylor-Joy, Willam Dafoe.
Willam Dafoe, some people say it. It's Willam Dafoe! He's one of the biggest stars in Hollywood. His name's Willam Dafoe. Anyway, we saw this movie in the movie theater, and it was pimping.
It's definitely a theater movie.
Hell yeah. And also in your home. Just watch it. Watch it 15 times anywhere you are, because it's awesome.
Rated R, action, adventure, drama, legends. Based on the legend Amleth. It's a Scandinavian legend. The movie was shot in Ireland and Iceland, so beautifully shot. Very fun.
Dude knows how to make a movie. Let's start with the world and R-rated movies. This is an R-rated movie. There's a couple violent parts. I'll say it. Somebody gets their nose chopped off. Somebody else, coincidentally, may or may not be the same person, gets a sword through their chopped off nose area, which you don't really get to see. You get to see the nose getting chopped off. You see like a couple intestines coming out.
Yeah.
And you see someone's head get cut off.
I will say, though, the first real action scene, like besides the very beginning when like, oh no, his dad dies, which that's not a spoiler because you saw the trailer. When he's an adult and they like go into a village, that's a very graphic, well coordinated action.
Super well coordinated, not that graphic. You don't see hardly any. There's no blood. Half of the blows happen off camera, probably because.
So you don't think what they did to children was like?
That's like, you still don't see it though.
Okay.
They're putting them into slavery.
I will say for a theater movie, they did not put that. We can agree to disagree on that.
My point was going to be, there aren't that many R-rated movies anymore, and it's why we saw something else where I'm like, I can't take. This is for adults, but it's all watered down. We were watching the Squib movie, the Squibs on YouTube. There's not a lot of Squibs. We had just watched Last of the Mohicans. That's an R-rated movie where shit is real. Like, there's real consequences for everyone's actions, and you see bones getting cut in half, you see like brute force weapons, you see scalping, and you don't see that in movies that often anymore. You see, the last one I thought of was The Green Room, which was a theater release, sort of, and in that you see somebody get an X-Acto knife cut open their body. You know,
that's just real.
That's an R-rated movie.
There's a lot.
It's my gripe.
I feel like the movie overall was interesting. I was entertained. I liked where it was going. We had a few people in our group that like didn't like the movie, and then they brought up, well, it doesn't really follow Viking anthology and all this stuff and like mythology. And I was like, you know what? I don't need to know that. Okay, you're getting into Marvel Universe territory. I don't need to know if it's accurate or not. Was I entertained? Yes, I was. Did the story make sense to me? Yes, it did.
It was an engaging story too.
Yeah, a little bit of love. A little bit of Viking love.
Anya, who looks like a Scandinavian human being. Like, she looks like a Scandinavian alien, which is all. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
And Alexander Skarsgård is pimping in it.
Fun fact, Alexander Skarsgård's brother, Bill, was actually supposed to play his brother in the movie, and then couldn't do it last minute, probably because of COVID, but...
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Is Bill the dude who played It?
Yeah. They look very similar.
The clown in It.
Yeah,
Interesting.
He also was huge in that movie.
Who, Skarsgård?
Yeah, Alexander in
yes.
The Northman.
Hell yeah,
Do you think that was
was.
steroids?
I think a lot of Hollywood is steroids.
HGH shots.
HGH.
I'm on them right now.
I don't want to say it's steroids, but it's probably steroids.
Because, like, he had, like, the hump on his...
He looked like a Viking.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. Willam Dafoe is awesome. This, like, we're just going to sit here and jerk off this movie.
It was good.
Go see it.
I say go see it. It's not scary, but it is, like, there's violence, action, adventure, lovin's.
So much lovin's. Alright, we'll go right to it. The rating. There's a final fight scene that's not that good. And that hurts
considering
me.
everything else.
And that hurts me a lot.
Did you feel like the final fight scene, which I talked to my brothers about this, it felt like you were watching a video game?
Sure.
That's how I felt. I was like, it doesn't seem real.
Sure.
It looks like a video game. Which makes me think there was a lot of editing done.
Yes. Lots of editing. I don't know. It was not that good of a final fight scene.
Underwhelming?
It was an underwhelmed.
Because they refer to the final fight scene, you know it's coming. You're just waiting because like, there's a certain way it's supposed to happen. And it was like,
compared to the rest of the movie. And that is not enough to make it a bad movie.
Yeah.
It's not a bad scene. You have to have 3 great scenes and no bad scenes for a great movie. And there were no bad scenes in this movie.
Yeah. What would you give it?
So in that sense, I think when we got out of the movie theater, we originally said 8 out of 10, but I'd probably change it to 8.7
I would
out
give
of
it
10.
an 8.5.
I'm going 8.7.
So it's an 8.6 total. Go see The Northman. It's in theater.
It's not Braveheart. It's not Last of the Mohicans.
But it feels like
it's
300.
its own thing. It's its own thing. It doesn't... I don't know. Go see The Northman. That's all. We're outside.
This has been another episode of Shots. I might murder
Me?
Max.
I don't know why. That's how I wait.
You fucking gaslighter.
You're really not using that word correctly.